Right, so here we are, number 9 on my top 10 list of games PC games of all time, and we're in Polybridge. Polybridge, yes. It's like, let's get into Polybridge. If you've never seen Polybridge before, this is Polybridge. You've got a challenge, and your challenge is to build a bridge. It's very simple. You just put the road in. And if you press play when you've got the road like that, it just falls apart because there's no support. This is just my game all round because I am an engineer. I love architecture. I love structural material type stuff, and this game really appeals to me because I get to fuck about with physics. Granted, it's not very realistic in some of the things, but you know, it's fun. I mean, it's very simple. Like you just boop 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 boop, and then you've got wood. You've got wood. Oh, for fuck's sake! Now, hang on. I can't remember how to play this. So, yeah, the thing with Polybridge is arches are the way forwards on this. That looks a mess, but if I remember correctly, and you hold down, no, hang on, you should be able to. I can't remember how to play this. There's a way of. Ah, there we go. Shift. Right. So shift lets you move everything about. Right. Shift gives you the power of the shift, and that is actually quite a nice little sort of arch. Now, arches and triangles are key to this game because this is an arch and these are triangles connecting it. Forces. When you've got a force coming down here, that force can't go down because you've got this and this in the way. And that puts the force along here, along there, and into the immovable object, which is these little red bits. And it can't go down because the force is actually pushing it slightly up, and that's the key to arches, is they push out. And when they push out away from the void, they're actually pushing into something else. And here you've got a stick going up there, and you've got another stick going into something hard. And if we play this now, you'll find that it's absolutely strong as anything, and we've got all the forces on, so the redder it goes. And there you go. There's and this is how you rate the game. Rate your progress. Is, are you doing it under budget? Are you doing it with minimum amount of force stress and all this sort of stuff? And there you go. It's nothing too complicated. Sometimes you do get a limited amount of road, but that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Here we're not actually limited to the amount of road. I'm going to keep the grid on for now. Now, arches, as well as going down, they can also go up, right? So this now is another arch, and as you can see, forces coming down here are going to push that way and then down. And what we want is another arch for that to push against. So we're going to come probably up like that, then like that, then like that, then like that, right? And we'll just shift this about a little bit so it's more arch shaped. There we go. And we strengthen it with triangles. Yes, that's a square, I know. We can come straight down with this as well. Oh, look at that. So That can't move now. That can't move now. That's too far away. Right. We need more triangles. Where's the grid? How do you turn the grid off? Grid off. There we go. Right. These sort of fine adjustments really do help. They really, really do help the game. Because without them, you find that it just doesn't work very well. So we're going to want one there to join that. I'm going to join that like that. This is going to be absolutely overkill for this level because this is a very small level with you've only got a tiny amount of cars. But what we'll do is we'll do this, copy it, and we'll mirror it. Can we mirror it? Can we? There we go. There's the mirror. There we go. Put that in there like that. And now what we'll do is we'll play that. Okay, so that is way too much for our needs. That's what we'll do. We'll get rid of all that. We'll turn the grid back on because that's helpful for now. And we will come, we'll bring these down, right? So instead of that being up now, this is going to come down, right? Now, the good thing about these sort of arches is as well as working up, they work down as well. That's still an arch, only instead of it being in compression now, it's going to be in, what's the opposite of compression? Tension, that's it. We can, look, we've only got one stick there now, combining the two, so we probably don't even need to connect it all the way over there because it's a low amount of force that we actually put in on this, and yeah, it's not gonna move. It's probably not going to move. So we just need to, we do need to make this still look like an arch though. That's the thing, that's the trick. Because if as long as all the lines that you follow sort of like form an arch. So this line here follows an arch, that line there follows an arch, that's just a straight line, it can't really form an arch. And what we'll do is we'll just copy that, we'll flip it, put that in there like that, and then we'll play. Now you can see up here we are well under budget. And it's well strong enough, although it's only just strong enough, which is what we want. And it makes you wonder then, what happens if we do stuff like this? What happens if we remove the supports? Yeah, still works. Cool. So that didn't need much at all. Can we remove them? Is that going to work? Probably not, because that's now a square. Squares don't work. But then again, no. Anyway, next level. Pop them back in. How do we skip to the next level? Escape. Exit. Right. These are the easy levels. I like doing the easy levels because they're easy. And they're not going to take much time. Infinite. What do you call it here? So might as well use them. That's not in the middle, is it? That's not. There is no middle. Right. Yeah. So yet again, we're going to bring this down to make it more like more arch-like. Hopefully that's symmetrical. I can't fucking tell. It's not symmetrical. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Right. Yeah. And what we'll do now is we will end up with like you're not going to need much here at all, really. And is that going to be enough? Probably. Make these as thin as possible, and let's just see if that works. I mean, it's not a lot of force, but it might be a bit too much for the red car. Nope, it's perfectly solid. So we've look at that. We're well under budget there because we've used bugger all. Slanted bridge. Right. Okay. So there's no supports on this one. So it's like, how do you support it? Well, what you're going to do with this is you need an arch, right? So you build an arch over the top like this, right? A bit more. There we go. And then you just connect it like that, right? Right. We're going to tidy this up. Now, this can be ever so slightly arch-like as well, but really you've got to consider it to be flowing, right? Because this has to get actually round all these corners that you're producing for it. And slow, flowy motions are much better than sharp, jaggedy ones. And what we're going to do is so with these actually need to pull the force down. So the weight of this here with the VW van on it is going to be pulling down. So that's going to be pulling on these two here, which is going to be pulling on this point here. That is going to transfer the force that way. So might struggle a bit with this. So if we try that, that should be about right. These are heavy, by the way. There you go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Done that straight off the bat. And we're quite low under budget as well. Okay, so two-part bridge. So yet again, this is just not. These are still the easy ones. I absolutely love these because it's a good demonstration of what the game is, what it does, how it does it, blah blah blah. And we're going to then. Another way of doing this is you can also go under, right? You can actually pull them down like that and create your own fixed points. I'll do that here just to demonstrate. Work. I don't know actually. Ugh. I'm not thinking straight now. Right. Okay, so that in there, boom, 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 boom. Too far away. Fuck you. Fuck you. Right. So we'll just tidy this up a bit now. There's not going to be much force in the middle there, so it doesn't need to be too thick. But we need our nice arch sort of pattern there. So that bit should be right now. Then we've got this bit. So this is going to be same again. Let's make these a bit. So that needs to come down a bit. That needs to come up a bit. That needs to nice swoopy curves. And we're going to go like this. We don't really need to go all the way to there. So what we can do is we can just do that. And what we'll do is we'll do that. And we'll have a support like that, right? And then we'll come up. Come on, move. There we go. So we'll have a support there. And then we can just have this one coming down like that, right? Don't like that. It's not pretty, it's uneven, but it should be strong enough because what you've got, we will have. So that bit is now supported there. This bit is now supported here in a nice curve coming down. That bit is also supported in a nice curve coming down, but when it reaches this point it actually splits and it will be pushing out and in. That's got a nice curve. That could actually do with being a nicer curve like that. So it comes out. Yeah, let's try that. See if it works. Now, how do you... There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Bugger all there. And so now we've got a bridge. We've got to actually get over this ship. Right, it's not going to be too sophisticated there. Right, so first of all, we're going to go up like that. So we're going to go do, and form our nice little archway there. And then that's going to come down like that. So that's going to be supported. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's about right. Maybe a little bit more that way. Probably doesn't need to be that. Right, anyway. So this is our arch for the first bit. So we've got the strength there. I'm going to need to be quite tall with it. To give it the strength, and we'll just put a nice sort of line on it like that. There we go. So that's nice. That's got a nice sort of curve to it now. And that should be fine, he says. I'm envisioning needing a bit more, because as you can see, there's a curve coming down. That's one thing I can do as well. That, just to belt and braces. And you don't want it actually too low, because you've got a nice sort of curve going around like that. And we can do the same thing here by securing that down like that. Then what we need support there for that bit. We need a support there for that bit. Like that. And then this bit. Now, what I've formed there is I've actually formed an arch that goes through the road. Right? That is actually going to suspend it at the same time as prop it up. So let's see if that works. Yep, ship goes under all right. Now, will the wagon go over without it breaking? Yes, yes it does. And we're well under budget as well. That's good. This is the thing I don't like about the game. I fucking hate the jumps. Why? Why jump it? Hey? I don't like jumps. I'm gonna avoid. I don't want to avoid the jump. Simple jump. Overpass. Let's skip to overpass, right? What have we got here? A to A, C to C, B is going to go in the middle. So these give the orders of everything. So the car is going to go first, A, and it's got to get to point A. The boat is then going to go through. Then the big car, the station wagon is going to go over. Now this one, we've actually got steel. Not much steel, but some steel. I'm going to put the grid on for this. God, this is a tall one. Tall order. Right, and that is now in the middle, but that ain't going to work because, I mean, the curve has to be... Look at the wheelbase on this, right? That gets stuck so bloody easily. So you've got to be careful with that. So we're going to have to go up and we're going to have to go over. We do have steel and we do have rope, but we don't have much steel. And we've got fixing points. So what we can do is we can actually we can either form an arch or make a bigger fixing point. Because what we can do is this will go all the way over there, right? Where do we want this? Actually, I might leave that for now, because we might be able to get quite far with just the wood. Let's see how strong. Let's see where the wood fails first. All right. I do want to do the trick of going down there like that first, though. Actually, I need to turn the thing off for that. Right, so that's sort of forming an arch, but it's sort of not. Anyway, let's copy this first. Copy, flip, and we'll glue that in there like that. And we should be able to put that in there as well. Let's see where it fails. See, it's quite weak along here. It's probably going to fail. Yep, there we go. So, what can we do? We can put steel in. Right, steel is more expensive, but it's loads stronger, and you can also go further with it. We should be quite good with this, actually. Yeah. If we do that, now that might look counterintuitive, but trust me, that actually does work. See, we've got that a lot stronger now. We might still struggle here, but we've still got loads of steel left. Only up to 43% stress so far. Oh fuck! And there you go. That's the problem of this one, is that you can't get over the bumps. So it's a lot of bloody buggering about now, trying to get it to let the station wagon over without it bottoming out. That's better, I think. Maybe. Car went over. You speed this up as well. Meow. And we're done. Next. Right, this is what I wanted to get to. This is what I wanted to get to. This is going to be now a thingy bridge where it opens. So to open it, you need a split joint. If you zoom in, it actually tells you which bit is connected to which stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this like that first. Now the thing I like doing most about this is I like to keep it nice and simple. I do have 2 hydraulics. I have 4 hydraulics here I can use. 4, right? So with a small run like this, you don't even really need to be buggering about with arches. You can just do all triangles. It's a pure triangle lattice, and this should, if I remember correctly, work quite well. I need it to extend by about 25%, I think. Give that 25%. Let's play that, see if it works. we're still on faster. There we go. Are you gonna clear? Yes, yes, you're clearing. Clearing lovely. And back down. Oh. Nearly. So. These are the ones that broke. Double it up. I want to keep my lovely pattern here. The simplicity. Let's see if we can get this. Let's fuck it. Go. No, god damn it. Right, I'm going to have to do this properly, aren't I? Oh, actually, I only get 6 pieces of road. There's a bit of extra strength there. I mean, really, we don't even need to be too good with this, because there's not a lot of force, only a little bit. One thing we can do, come on, get in there, there we go, right. So we've now got that, that's going to be supported. That's only going to support that much of the weight. The rest is going to be supported over here. But it's not just going to be supported by that, it's going to be supported by this. I want an extra one of them in there. Right. Because what we're going to do is we're just going to make this so that it doesn't fall. Right? And then we're going to put that like that. So this is going to open that way to the left. This is going to be a bit more interesting than what we've had so far. That can go in there. That can then go in there like that. Right? And that's going to contract rather than expand. We don't need that much contraction either. The more contraction you have, the more force it's actually going to put on everything. Right? So you want to actually be quite careful with how much of that you actually have. So, right, so wherever the force is going, this is going to be pulling, so it's going to be pulling that up, so it's going to be pulling on that, which means it's going to be pulling on that and that. This is going to be pushing down, so we're going to the weight going down that way and into there, but it's also going to be pulling, so it's going to be pulling on that, and pulling on that, rotating that. So let's just give that a go, see if that actually works. No. Oh dear. I mean, I'm trying to be clever here, but what the game is actually wanting me to do is just to put, like, a couple of the things in like that, there, right? Which you can do. Oh, actually, I forgot. But one of the reasons why it might have failed is because I didn't put that in the right place. That actually needs securing in. Let's try that again. No, it just doesn't actually hold. Interesting. Oh, fuck off. I didn't want wood. I wanted the old road. So what we can do here is we can actually use the. Cause I think the hydraulics are quite strong. So what we can do is we can just put the hydraulics in like there or something. That'd be interesting if that works. We can also make that a bit more of an archway, just so it's got a bit more force on it. And then we can copy, flip, put that in there like that. Just check all these are connected right. And we need to expand that just by about 10-15%, something like that. Right, let's see if you hold. Oh, you're just holding. You're just holding. Just about holding. And you fucking broke. Right. Okay, so those are not strong enough. So if we make them shorter, will they then be strong enough? Looks a bit better. Oh, that didn't work very well. Yeah, there's a lot of force on those bits of road there. Oh, it completely collapses! Right, let's try this again. Delete. There is an easy way of doing this. Honestly, there really is. So we're going to go over, and we're going to go over as well like that. So we're going to go over and under. Right, so that's gives us our arch underneath. Then we're going to have an arch on top as well. Then it's just a case of putting it on there like that. And we will then flip that. Copy, flip. Can't build any more road. Thank you very much. Let's see if that works. It's pretty tight. At least that works. The expansion's a bit overkill there, but will it take the weight of the wagon? No! Oh, God damn it! Right, let's give it a bit more force. Let's try that. So how am I joining that and that one? That's going up there like that. Let's go down there like that. And then we've got one coming up here to there. And we're joining that like that. Right, so right. So what we've got now is we've actually got an arch coming down here, or a half arch coming down there, and they're all connected. So maybe, hopefully, that will now be enough to actually support the weight of everything. Those bits are still going quite red. That's not good. Come on, speed up. No, it just doesn't want to go. Just delete them then. Right, let's get rid of the fuckers completely. We'll connect them to there instead. That might seem a bit weird, but trust me on this, I've played this an awful lot. Right. So the bits that were breaking are not even there anymore now. So if they're not going to break, what is going to break? Come on. Well, it worked eventually. That was way harder than it should have been. Right. So yeah, that, I'm not even going to attempt this. That's Polybridge. It's just going to be me building more bridges. But yeah, aside from the stupid jumps, it's really good at you know, just the bridge dynamics, and I love it because it's logical. And yeah, it's I have sunk hundreds of hours into this game according to Steam, and because if you've not seen this, if we just exit there, right, this is the easy level. These are the ones we've been doing. You've got them, 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 you got them. That's a lot of levels. And yeah, so these ones, these are new. These only came out recently, and I've not done them yet. Where's the? There we go. This is one, right? Yeah, yeah. That's just there's a really heavy wrecking ball. That's the heaviest vehicle in the game, and that is the longest fucking distance. And if you look at the stats, that's blue because I've actually completed it under budget and without it breaking. So yeah, I was proud of that. It doesn't save games. That's the only problem. So aside from that, you know, lovely game, absolutely lovely.